You ever wonder if the reason you feel so completely drained has less to do with your crazy to-do list and more to do with some hidden biological process just running on a loop in the background? Well, in this explainer, we're going to uncover exactly what that process is, and I'll show you three simple, science-backed habits that can change everything. So let's just start with this question right here. It kind of challenges a core belief for a lot of us, right? That our schedule is the enemy. But what if the real problem isn't the stress itself, but what that stress is doing inside your body, hour after hour, day after day? Okay, so what is the secret emergency happening inside of us? Well, it turns out it's not the angry email or the traffic or the deadline. It's a specific hormone that's creating this constant low-grade state of biological alert. And that hormone is cortisol. Now, cortisol isn't the bad guy here, not really. It's absolutely essential for survival. It's designed for these short, powerful bursts to get you out of danger. The problem is, our modern lives keep the tap on all day long. And when it's chronically elevated like that, it becomes genuinely damaging. And you don't really feel high cortisol like you'd feel a headache. No, you feel it as these very familiar things, like that brain fog where you just can't think clearly, or that constant low hum of anxiety in your chest, or, and this is a big one, being exhausted all day only to have your mind start racing the second your head hits the pillow. Sound familiar? Yeah, these are the warning signs. So this creates what I like to call the cortisol trap. It's this vicious cycle that's so hard to escape because your own biology literally starts working against your best efforts to just calm down. And look, this is not just you. This isn't some niche problem. It's basically a silent epidemic. A staggering 83% of workers feel this way, and that number is climbing every single year. You are definitely not alone in this feeling. And this comparison, man, this really gets to the heart of the whole problem. You see, our ancestors, they faced a threat like a predator. Their bodies responded with that cortisol flood. They fought or they ran, and then they recovered. The cycle completed. But for us, our modern stress from an angry boss or a looming deadline triggers the exact same biological response, but there's no recovery. The next email comes, the next deadline appears, so the cycle never, ever finishes. And here's the crucial point. This is not just a feeling. It's not in your head. Research shows that chronic stress physically changes your brain. It's been found to actually shrink the part responsible for memory and emotional control, so it literally makes it harder to think your way out of the stress. But here's the good news. There is an exit. We're going to look at three biological habits that work with your body, not against it. And the first one is, no joke, the fastest biological reset button you have. So why does a simple sigh work so fast? It's actually fascinating. When you get stressed, these tiny little air sacs in your lungs, called alveoli, they start to collapse. And when they do that, they trap CO2 in your blood. That buildup of CO2 is a direct, powerful chemical trigger for anxiety. The physiological sigh reverses this in an instant. It's simple. You take a deep inhale through your nose, then at the very top, you sneak in a second, shorter inhale. That little puff of air pops those air sacs back open, and then you just let it all out in a long, slow exhale through your mouth to activate your body's calming system. Just one or two of these can start to lower your cortisol in seconds. It's amazing. Okay, habit number 2. This one isn't about managing stress in the heat of the moment. It's about proactively lowering your stress levels for the entire day, using a powerful ancient reflex you already have built in. Seriously, this is not just some new wellness trend. It's real science. It's called the mammalian dive reflex. When cold water hits the specific area around your eyes and nose, it triggers an immediate, automatic biological response. It slows your heart rate, it activates your calming vagus nerve, and it drops your cortisol levels. It's automatic. You just have to turn it on. So here's how you use it. Every morning, before your phone, before your coffee, before anything, just go to the sink and splash your face 10 times with cold water. Focus on that area right under your eyes and across your nose. You're interrupting that natural morning cortisol spike and literally starting your day from a calmer, more regulated baseline. It takes less than 2 minutes. All right, now for our third and final habit. Let me ask you a question. Think about an animal like a dog or a deer right after it gets startled by something. What is the one thing it does that we humans have somehow trained ourselves not to do? The answer is they shake. They literally shake it off. This final habit is all about letting your body do what it is biologically designed to do to finally complete that stress cycle we were talking about. And this image, it just says it all, doesn't it? When a threat happens, all those stress hormones, the cortisol, the adrenaline, they're meant to be used up and discharged physically. Animals get this instinctively. They shake it all out. What do? We suppress it. We sit still in our meeting, we clench our jaw, we hold it all together, and we trap that entire unfinished stress cycle right in our system. So here's how you finally let it go. You just stand up, feet about shoulder width apart, bend your knees a little, and just start to gently bounce on your heels. Let a little tremble start. Let that movement travel up through your body and just shake loosely for 2 or 3 minutes. Now, this is not exercise. It's not a workout. You are simply giving your nervous system permission to finally finish what all that stress started. So, let's put it all together. These 3 habits aren't just random tips and tricks. They are a complete toolkit for regulating your nervous system and finally completing the stress cycle. You now have 3 biological exit ramps off the stress highway. You've got the physiological sigh for an instant reset in a moment of panic. You've got the cold water splash for setting a calmer baseline every single morning. And you've got the stress shaking for finally completing the cycle and releasing all that stored tension. Just for a second, imagine what that would actually feel like. Waking up in the morning without that immediate feeling of dread in your gut. Getting through a really hard day and actually being able to leave it behind you. Lying down at night and feeling your mind go quiet because your body is genuinely physically calm. That's what's possible here. This isn't some fantasy, it's just physiology. So the final question to leave you with is this. What would you do differently tomorrow if you could wake up in a body that wasn't already preparing for a fight?